What's up, everyone? Welcome back for the next race. Alright, so trying out this fucking shitbox of a car for the first time. The fucking 1991 Honda Beat. And speaking bluntly, this car is a fucking turd. I mean, granted, that being said, back in GT Sport, I will admit I have actually had some very interesting races with the Honda Beat in GT Sport. So, I mean, you know, there's something to be said for that, but this car, honestly, is a fucking turd. Straight up. This car's a fucking turd. But either way, my job is to go through all these cars. Plus, I picked this car up just because it was super cheap. So, it is my job to race many different cars for you guys, regardless of personal preference. So, yeah. Plus, this thing does have a fun paint scheme this time around. In GT Sport, I didn't even have a custom paint scheme for it, so at least this time around, you know, it has that redeeming quality. So, yeah, either way, let's get this motherfucking show on the road. There actually weren't a lot of paint schemes available for this car. The GT community didn't really do a whole lot of them, so I went with this one. Still a good paint scheme, I think. I like it, for sure. Adds a lot more flavor to what otherwise is a complete shitbox of a vehicle. Like, honest to God, this car is just a fucking turd. Like, it might be fun in real life. Like, I don't know. Who knows, honestly. Anyone out there who's owned a 1991 Honda Beat, let me know. Maybe it's a fun car in real life. I don't know. Maybe it's solidly reliable. Again, I don't know, but looks-wise, it's not my favorite. I mean, it is a convertible, so, you know, it's got that going for it, you know. But not my favorite car looks-wise, but honestly, I feel like I'm a little bit too hard on this car. It isn't downright terrible, you know, as far as looks are concerned. It's just not my personal preference, not my first choice. But I will say, you know, there are much worse-looking cars out there than the Honda Beat. I'm probably being a little bit too harsh on it. And it's not like it's completely slow either, you know. I mean, still got a little speed to it. It's got like 63 horsepower, which is kind of ass, honestly. But still, I mean, it gets up to speed, you know. I mean, any car that'll do 90 is, you know, decent. So, yeah, I guess I'm being a little bit too hard on the Honda Beat. Definitely not my least favorite car. And it does usually, from what I remember, it handles pretty well. It's a little bit loose here or there, but not too bad. So, yeah, at the end of the day, you know, I can't really complain too much. I just wish it was a little faster is all. But yeah, I mean, honestly though, yeah, I feel like I was being a little too harsh on it. I mean, looks-wise, it's not completely terrible. Again, not my favorite, but not totally terrible either. So yeah, I mean, I guess now, you know, in retrospect, I perhaps have been a little bit too harsh on this car. It really isn't that bad, now that I think about it. Now, the Prius, on the other hand, ugh. I fucking hate the goddamn Toyota Prius. Whoever the hell's the jack fucking ass dipshit motherfucker who came up with the Toyota Prius. Fucking swear to God. The gayest thing to ever grace the streets of the world. The fucking Toyota goddamn Prius. And I'm probably going to end up owning one in this game. Because for some reason they found it necessary to put the fucking Prius in this game. I already have a Toyota Aqua, and that's bad enough, but like the fucking Prius. It's the fucking Prius. Although I will say this, some of the more modern Priuses aren't as bad as far as looks are concerned. I mean, they're still not, you know, my preferred style, but they're not as bad. But like some of the earlier Priuses are just like, ugh, ugly fucking cars. I mean, they might be good to drive and shit like that. You know, they're obviously very good on gas. But yeah. As far as looks are concerned, ugh. And again, they might be good as far as drivability as well, but like, again, just the look of it is just, ugh. Makes me want to vomit my own fucking guts out. But yeah, compared to the fucking Prius, the fucking 1991 Honda Beat is a gloriously beautiful vehicle. So, yeah, I guess in the past, now that looking back on it, I have been a little bit too harsh on the Honda Beat. It's a small little car. And again, not my favorite as far as looks are concerned, but not downright terrible either. I would say it's actually solid. You know, looking back on it, it's not, again, it's not spectacular by any stretch of the imagination, but it's okay. You know, at the end of the day, if the car gets the job done, that's what matters. Even for a fucking Prius, you know. At the end of the day, if it gets the job done, then that's what matters most. Plus, you gotta imagine the Prius is probably, again, pretty fucking good on gas, which matters a lot these days, because gas is expensive due to idiocy that I will not get into right now, because I don't feel like talking about politics at the moment. And I really should get better about not talking about politics on my channel, unless I'm doing my Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battles, of course. Then that's my time to talk about or rant about whatever I want to talk and or rant about. That's why I set that series aside specifically as my time to talk about whatever I want to talk about. But yeah, I know I need to get better about not talking about politics as much during my, just regular videos. I set out to do that this year, make that one of my main focuses, and I honestly completely failed in that regard. I still talked politics way more than I wanted to during some of these videos, so that is entirely my own fault. But in my defense, I am kind of retarded, so, Not really sure if that's much of a defense, but it's what I'm going with. But yeah, a little Honda Beat's okay. And it sure as hell's getting the job done right now, that's for sure. I'm fucking smoking these guys. So, again, can't really complain too much. Again, now that I think about it, relatively speaking, the Honda Beat is not that bad of a car. Again, I feel like I've been a bit too harsh on it. Alright, let's do it. My famous spin finish. But yeah, it's a solid looking paint scheme as well. It adds a lot of flavor to a vehicle that otherwise would be just kind of a little bit dinky. But yeah, definitely like that paint scheme. The more and more I look at it, the more and more I don't totally hate the Honda Beat. Yeah, I mean, looking at it now, it's honestly not that bad of a car. Again, definitely not my favorite as far as looks are concerned. It's definitely a dinky little car, but again, you know what, at the end of the day, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Plus, again, it is a convertible, so I'd imagine that might be kind of fun to fuck with in real life. So, yeah. But either way, I definitely like it a lot better in this game. Mostly just because in this game, unlike in GT Sport, I gave it a custom, or downloaded a custom paint scheme for this car in this game, and that was definitely the right move. It makes me dislike that car less. It actually looks somewhat legit now. But yeah, again, at the end of the day, I can't really complain too much. The car did exactly what I needed it to for this race. Yeah, and again, it's not like this car is painfully slow either. You know, it's certainly not the fastest vehicle out there, but it's not, you know, painfully slow like the fucking, you know, Volkswagen Samba bus or like the fucking, you know, old school Fiat that has literally like 2 horsepower. Like a horse-drawn carriage would be faster than that little fucking thing. I always thought it would be funny if they actually did that in, like, Gran Turismo. So, like, when you think about it, really, like, the original cars were, like, horse-drawn carriages, when you think about it. That was the first, like, you know, when you really think about it, that's kind of like where cars came from, what cars were based off of, like a better version of a horse-drawn carriage when you think about it. So I've always thought it would be really fucking hilarious if they added, like, a horse-drawn carriage to Gran Turismo as an actual, like, drivable, like, quote, vehicle. Just because when you really think about it, that's kind of where it all started. Was horse-drawn carriages. And then the automobile was, like, the next step in the evolution of horse-drawn carriages, when you think about it. That's why you still measure the power of cars in, quote, horsepower, you know? So I always thought it would be genuinely goddamn hilarious if they added a horse-drawn carriage to Gran Turismo as a playable, like, you know, again, quote-unquote vehicle. I don't see it ever happening. Like, if... Like that's never going to happen. Like, they did in Gran Turismo 4, they did add the 1886 Mercedes-Benz patent wagon, as it was called. You know, like, literally the very first, like, ever, like, vehicle, basically. So, you know, I mean, they added that in, so, I mean, it's not entirely unthinkable to think that they wouldn't add, like, a horse-drawn carriage or something. I just think it would be the funniest fucking shit. That way you could have, like, horse racing in Gran Turismo. I just think it'd be fucking epic. You know, or, like, horse-drawn chariots. If they added, like, a chariot from, like, the Roman Empire or some shit. You know, that would also be pretty cool. You could have, like, chariot battles and shit. Oh, God, I really want them to do that now. That'd be so fucking sweet. But yeah, I highly doubt the day will ever come when we see a horse-drawn carriage in fucking Gran Turismo. But it would be genuinely fucking hilarious if they ever did add that shit. Although I would like to see them add the, you know, 1886 patent wagon from Mercedes-Benz. I think that'd be fucking cool. But, yeah, either way, we'll see. All right, well, guys, that'll do it for that one. Peace out.